In today's video we are going to be taking a deep dive into the character Mrs. P, a character who ultimately made the lore of Piggy possible in the first place. Chapter 1. Roots. Back to the early 1950s, Mrs. P, a young purple poppyseed, is living her school life in Avalia. One day she meets Mr. P, who become great friends. Considering they were one of the only poppyseeds in Avalia, they were destined to be together. Fast forward about 10 to 15 years, Mr. P and Mrs. P are a happy married couple. Inspired by Mrs. P, Mr. P decides to open the Lucella Carnival, which at first doesn't spike much attention. However, Mrs. P continues to believe in his project. Eventually it made him a well-renowned figure of Lucella with a greatly high income. Mrs. P, working as a doctor, wanted to resign from her job as a doctor due to the great success of Mr. P. However, Lucella was low on doctors. Then fast forward to 1970 and Ryder Page has left the protection services through Mechanics and Machines and is now suing the company for harassment presumably. Mudson, the CEO of the company, takes on this bossy, impulsive personality, which ultimately ends up in him making a response video after the scrap tape where Ryder got injured by a robot got released to the public by Ryder himself. For his response video, Mudson looks to popular figures of Lucella to speak well of his company. The first one being Mr. P, who is a millionaire at this point. He talks well of the company, but Mrs. P, holding the camera, is clearly reading a script for Mrs. P. We can assume the poppyseeds are somewhere in their 30s at this point. Chapter 2. The Infection. Somewhere between the 1990s to early 2000s, Mr. P and Mrs. P are still a happy couple. Mr. P has now officially become a billionaire. Mrs. P has fell sick to a fatal disease known as lineoma, which means flower cancer in a Scandinavian language. Mr. P, with his wealth, funds a cure for Mrs. P, straight away hiring a group of doctors to make a cure. Some doctors we know of were Bunny Bell, Shiloh Sheepy, Berry and Badgie. Mr. P coded the cure as Substance 128 and rushed the doctors to make a cure, who they initially give to a group of volunteers known as the Pig family, all except Georgie. Initially they feel better than ever, so Mr. P, with no second thoughts, gives the cure to Mrs. P in the hospital. After a bit of time, Mrs. P was feeling better than ever and now in a state to return home. Mr. P and Mrs. P share a nice conversation, where Mrs. P tells Mr. P to go check on the volunteers. Mr. P checks on the Pig family, where they were now feeling better than ever. Eventually they turned hostile, however, which worried Mr. P. Mrs. P then started to become more aggressive. Mr. P, knowing what would happen, didn't have it in him to put her down. With her eyes glowing red, Mrs. P runs off into the distance. Mr. P then tries to fix his mistakes by going back to the hospital and making more cures. However, this only results in Bunny getting infected. Chapter 3. Where are you now? Mrs. P, now wandering the city, was hidden in one of the buildings next to Ellie's Enterprises. Mr. P then tells some people where Mrs. P presumably is, where she is then taken to somewhere. Potentially the same lab that Penny was brought to for testing. The story of the poppyseeds, which started out as a peaceful, joyful life, turned into disastrous separation through the uprise of the infection. Will we see either of the poppyseeds again? Well, who knows?